The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. Representatives from 47 species crowded the crystalline chamber, their anxious voices echoing through translation matrices. At the center of the commotion stood Ambassador Pamela Chen, humanity's representative, her expression carved from stone. "You cannot be serious," hissed Cathara, the Vex delegate, her scales rippling with agitation. "Humanity withdrawing from the council? This is madness!" Pamela's dark eyes swept across the assembly. Madness? No, this is consequence. 3 months earlier, Benjamin Torres had been just another astrophysics researcher at Luna Station, analyzing quantum fold patterns in deep space. He'd stumbled upon something that changed everything: encrypted council transmissions, revealing a truth so devastating it could shatter the foundations of galactic civilization. The Galactic Council, humanity had discovered, had been systematically suppressing technological advancement across member species for millennia. Every breakthrough that threatened the established power structure was quietly stolen, buried, or attributed to the elder races. The Council's benevolent facade concealed a conspiracy of cosmic proportions. Benjamin had brought the evidence to Pamela personally, his hands trembling as he displayed holographic files documenting centuries of theft and manipulation. "They've been holding everyone back," he'd whispered. "But humanity, we've been advancing too fast. They can't control us anymore." Now, in the council chamber, Pamela activated her neural implant. The walls flickered to life with irrefutable evidence. Benjamin's research illuminated the room: stolen patents, suppressed discoveries, even deliberate sabotage of promising civilizations. "For 800 years, Pamela began, her voice cutting through the tumult, "the Council has presented itself as a beacon of cooperation and progress. We humans, grateful for our admission, trusted you. We shared our discoveries freely, our fusion technology, our quantum computing, our medical advances." She paused, letting the silence build. "You took everything we gave and claimed it as collaborative effort, but the data doesn't lie. 73% of Council innovations in the past century originated from human researchers like Dr. Benjamin Torres, whose work on faster-than-light communication was stolen and credited to the Archon Science Ministry." The Archon representative, a crystalline being of pure energy, pulsed with indignation. "Humanity is young. You lack perspective on what?" Pamela interrupted. "On how you've kept species docile for eons? On how you've prevented anyone from challenging your supremacy?" She gestured to the hovering data streams. "We found your contingency protocols. If any species advances beyond predetermined thresholds, you introduce natural disasters, economic collapse, even strategic conflicts to reset their progress." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Several delegates accessed the shared files, their expressions shifting from disbelief to horror. Benjamin watched from Earth, the live feed displayed across every screen at Mission Control. His colleagues surrounded him, silent witnesses to humanity's defining moment. He'd spent weeks verifying every bite of evidence, knowing this information would either liberate the galaxy or doom humanity to isolation. "You have no right," Cathara began. "We have every right." Pamela's voice resonated with barely contained fury. "When we discovered the Helios drive, capable of crossing the galaxy in weeks instead of months, your technical review board delayed approval for 6 years. Then suddenly, the Vex hegemony announced an identical drive as their own innovation. Coincidence?" Cathara's silence spoke volumes. Pamela continued. "When we developed nano-regenerative medicine that could extend lifespans indefinitely, it was declared incompatible with galactic biological standards. Meanwhile, Council elites enjoy century-long life extensions using suspiciously similar technology." She looked directly at the Council Primarch, an ancient being whose species had dominated galactic politics for 10,000 years. You've built an empire on stolen dreams. You've kept countless civilizations in perpetual adolescence, dependent on your wisdom, your technology, your permission to advance. The Primarch's telepathic voice filled every mind. Humanity is reckless. You would destabilize the cosmic order. We maintain peace. You maintain stagnation, Pamela countered. Peace built on lies is just comfortable tyranny. Benjamin's hands clenched as he watched. They'd anticipated this argument. The Council would frame humanity's departure as dangerous rebellion, a threat to galactic stability, but he'd done the calculations. He'd modeled the outcomes. Pamela activated the final sequence. Effective immediately, humanity withdraws from the Galactic Council. We're taking our technology, our research, and our future into our own hands. But we're not leaving quietly. The chamber's central display exploded with new information. Benjamin's masterwork, a complete database of human innovation, freely distributed across every galactic network. Fusion designs, medical breakthroughs, quantum computing architecture, agricultural methods, everything humanity had created, now available to every species, unrestricted. We're giving it all away, Pamela declared. No patents, no trade restrictions, no council oversight. Let every civilization advance at their own pace, by their own merit. Panic erupted. The council's power structure depended on controlling technological dissemination. Within hours, species across the galaxy would have access to centuries of suppressed advancement. The carefully maintained hierarchy would collapse. "You've doomed us all!" the Primarch thundered. Pamela smiled coldly. "No, we've freed you all. What you do with that freedom is your choice." She terminated the connection, and Earth's quantum signature vanished from the Council network. Back at Mission Control, Benjamin allowed himself a breath he didn't know he'd been holding. "We've just made enemies of half the galaxy," someone whispered. Benjamin shook his head. "No, we've just shown them there's another way." Across the cosmos, in laboratories and universities, on colony worlds and space stations, researchers accessed the human data drops. A Vex scientist discovered fusion equations that made her weep. An Archon engineer found solutions to problems that had plagued his people for generations. A young species on the galactic rim accessed medical technology that would save millions. The Galactic Council scrambled to contain the chaos, but it was too late. Humanity had lit a fire that would burn away the old order, and in that fire, a new galaxy would be forged. One where advancement was earned, not controlled. Where cooperation meant true partnership, not subtle domination. Pamela returned to Earth a hero. Benjamin received a Nobel Prize equivalent that he promptly donated to establishing the Free Knowledge Initiative. Together, they'd gambled humanity's place in galactic society. They'd won something far more valuable, humanity's soul. The end.